everyone. For us I'm in Canada. We got our guest speaker from Tennessee. It's fairly early for us on Sunday morning to be tuning in for this interview, but I'm so excited. We have a special guest, Suzanne from Tennessee. Welcome.
Hello, Nicole.
I am so excited. This is going to be going on the Gorgeous Gray Movement YouTube channel. So another beautiful, heartfelt interview for women that are looking for inspirational stories. So thank you for tuning in. My amazing, loyal audience that's been with me for a couple years. It's so fun to see all of your comments. So keep on commenting. We want to hear the stories. We want to hear the comments. We want to hear, if you go to that YouTube channel, Suzanne, it is so beautiful. All of the beautiful comments and stories of women that are like, it was this story, or it was that story that inspired me. Thank you. Thank you. So that's why I keep on doing it, because you guys comment, and it gives me hope for other women to join this beautiful movement. So I'm going to dive right in, because this is usually the number one question we get from our audience is, okay, so, well, first off, I want to introduce Suzanne a little bit more. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay. So a couple things. She's from Tennessee. Okay. She's married. She's a model. She's a mama bear and also a grandma. And you can see her beautiful natural. When you see her, I think of like Marilyn Monroe, like just that. And you follow her on social media. How can people follow you on Insta? How can they find you?
It's Silver Suze.
Okay, with a S-U-Z. Okay.
Yeah.
And we will drop her information in this video as well too. So you can go and follow her. She has over 10,000 followers, you guys, on Instagram. She is bringing it home and inspiring so many women. So, and guys, please do not reach out to myself or Suzanne. We're not interested. We are both taken. Right. So please don't DM us. We are not interested. This is a movement for women. You guys can watch and see, but leave your comments to yourself. We're not dating any other men. I'm just going to get that out there. Oh my gosh, right?
Right.
Okay. So let us dive in. First question I have for you, my dear, is why did you decide to let your natural hair color come in? What was your pivotal moment?
My pivotal moment was I'm a mama and I have grandbabies, like you said. And I always tried to teach my children, since they were very young, enough to kind of understand what I was talking about, to love themselves exactly as God created them to be. I mean, to everything. They're beautiful no matter what. And so I would let them sort of write down things that they loved about themselves and they loved about each other. And I did that like on a weekly basis, but I wasn't living it. I wasn't loving myself and embracing myself, because I was continuing, like every time I saw the little sprigs coming out of gray, I would run out to the store and get the cover up or the root touch up, or just dye it all, and it would come out all different crazy colors because it wouldn't match. I would look like a calico cat, not in a good way either, And so when I had grandbabies, I wanted to teach them the same thing. I wanted to implement that in their lives immediately, and I thought, well, I'm not walking the walk. I'm not doing what I'm telling my children and my grandchildren to embrace themselves, And so I thought, well, I need to really lead by example, And then my husband was extremely supportive. This was in late 2013 to, early 2014. And he said he's so cute. He goes, it's chic right now to let your hair go natural silver. And I thought, well, geez, if he thinks it's sexy, I'm going to embrace that. So that was really the pivotal moment for me. And the support was incredible from my children and my husband. They loved that. They thought it was so cool. And I wanted to be brave for them.
Amazing. So how long have you embraced this beautiful color? How many years?
I'm in my 6th year, I believe.
Okay, so this is pre-COVID. This is before this craziness happened on Instagram. So you were kind of the one of the what do you call it? Founding members before pre-COVID. I love that. Well, congratulations. You're just such an inspiration. Now, audience will probably want to know, What was the process that you decided? Did you cut it all off? What was the color before? Did you bleach it? Did you blend it? What was your process?
I tell you, in retrospect, I really believe that the women that shaved their hair, I love that. I wish I would have embraced that. But at the time, that wasn't really a thing. That wasn't something, it wasn't as, prominent as it is now. So just, I would bleach it. But if at first I would, because it was very, very dark. My hair was extremely dark. And so I found a really good colorist, and he brought me up from the very dark to a lighter brown to a honey brown, and then like a dirty blonde, and then eventually platinum. It was a platinum blonde. And I would just grow it out and cut it, grow it and cut it. And I just rocked some pixie cuts for a really long time. But in that process, I would wear a lot of hats and scarves and things like that. At that time, I didn't know about the cool powders that you could do to sort of blend it and things like that, because at that time there was a little bit about it, but not like this plethora of information that there is now. It's such a wealth of fantastic support and information of things that you can do. So people would go, I really love your style, when I would wear my hats and stuff. And I was like, you have no idea what's going on under this hat. So it was kind of traumatic in a little, in little ways, but definitely worth it. I'm so glad that I took the plunge. I really am.
Wow, it looks beautiful. Let's talk about the
Thank you.
style that you're wearing right now. It is so cute. I don't know.
Thank
Again,
you.
I see you and I'm like, I say cute, but more like, I don't know, classy, elegant, a little bit of sass. You've got obviously this beautiful natural color or curl that's going on. Tell us a little bit about how you're maintaining that style, and it looks so healthy. It's glowing.
Thank you.
Like what is your healthcare routine with your hair?
I'm really blessed because this is a natural wave, natural curl. I don't have to do much to it. I really don't. I do have to sort of, smooth it out, but this wave, I've always had this sort of pattern, even with my dark hair. And so, and I cut my hair myself. I do.
Wow. Do you have any background in hair cutting, or you're just winging it?
I have cut my own hair since I was a teenager. And so I'm just able to do it. So I cut my daughter's hair, my grandbaby's hair. I just have this natural ability to be able to see what I want to achieve and do it, which is crazy. But I really am into hair care and things like that. So I used to do all the avocado oil, and back in the day, we did just olive oil on our hair, which is still a really good thing. So I've always tried to take really good care of it. I don't have to wash it that often, which is crazy because it looks limp and kind of lifeless if I wash it a whole lot. I don't blow dry it. I just let it go natural and stuff like that. So I keep it healthy that way. It's going as natural as possible.
That's amazing. And let's dive into a little bit of natural as possible. Why is that important to you? And why now are you so aware about, what you're putting on your body?
Health reasons. I mean, the things that we put into our bodies is just insane. I had cervical cancer about 10 years ago. I've been cancer free. I had to have a hysterectomy. Yes, thank God. I had to have a hysterectomy, and I have chronic fatigue, and I still feel the effects of that. But I just wasn't aware of hair dye being the toxic chemical that it is. Now it's the ultimate chemical, dyeing your hair. But I just didn't, even after cancer, I just didn't associate the two. Right. So isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
just doesn't sink in that that is just as bad as any other toxin that goes into your body.
Right. And it's
So,
on our skin, right? So
yeah.
we're putting it on. And in women, if you're doing it every 3 weeks, dark is the worst. I write about it in my book, The Gorgeous Gray Movement. There's a whole chapter on every single ingredient that is in
Wow.
hair dye and what it is linked to. And oh my goodness, they've linked it back way back in the 70s and 80s. Countries had linked it back to cancer, but all this stuff is buried.
Wow.
All this
Yeah.
stuff is buried. It was very hard to find. I really had to dig deep.
Yeah.
Some of those ingredients have been pulled from the marketplace, thank goodness, but not all. And so I'm so glad that you're an advocate to natural, because at the end of the day, you and I were talking before we started this interview, is, we're doing this for the generations to come. Let's
Yes.
talk about that. Let's talk about, why you're doing this, this movement. Why is this movement so important to you?
Well, I love to encourage women. That's always been my heart, but I want them to feel okay with themselves and love themselves exactly as they are. I think that's so important. Yes, makeup is fun. I love makeup. I love being a girly girl, you know, but most of the time I'm without makeup. I don't, unless I have a date night with my hubby or an event or church or something like that. I do not wear makeup. I don't. I do for Instagram to feel, pretty and cute and do my little Marilyn thing, like you said. But I just feel it's important. I mean, I will go out to the store or shopping without makeup on. I wouldn't be caught dead in my 20s without makeup. But I love that now I'm almost 48 and I'm able to accept that and be okay with it. I just think it's so important to care about yourself,
Yeah,
to love yourself and be who you are. That is if I had one message in life, that would be it.
I love it. Well, that was kind of, as we were going to close off this interview, was like, as women are tuning in and hearing your story, and 48 ladies, like, look at that, and able to rock it is so amazing. And she got 48 and a grandma. Oh my gosh, right? Like, talk about having a young grandma hip and happen. And I love that. So, I know you left with one message. Is there any other tips that you want to give any women that are listening to this interview? They're inspired by it and they're just like, they're afraid. What would be that message to kind of push them off the fence and say, try it?
Do it for yourself. Absolutely. Do it for you. Don't please everyone else. Find a community of other women that will lift you up and help you through that process, such as your channel, what you're doing, your books. Do that kind of stuff, because that is so important, to have that community around you to lift you up and say, no, that looks great, or it's going to turn out wonderful. But just be authentic to yourself and just say, I'm going to do this for me because that's what I feel I need to do and I want to do. And don't give up. Now there's so many different ways to transition into your silvers and your grays. Just do your research, but hook into Instagram, watch YouTube. Your channel is fantastic. I went down the rabbit hole of your channel and I watched, and that kind of re-inspired me to be like, yeah, when I have those days where I still kind of feel like, is this, am I old? But I think, well, no, so just to reach out and find that community in this movement of sisters. I mean, they got me through it, so I would just encourage you to stick with it. Don't freak out and go for the die.
I love it. Thank you for that. Yes, ladies, you've heard it. We keep on telling you that, what if you fall in love with it? 3 years ago, that was me. I was like, what if? I was scared to death, but, did it anyway. And so glad, so happy, so freeing. And we just really encourage you to jump on and join the community and have fun and meet new friends. And you're going to be a great role model for other young women and even the children that, think about the generation that I grew up. We didn't have a lot of role models. Now they're going to have a lot of healthy role models. And that's what the world needs, is healthy role models. And it doesn't matter what color, we always say it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Well, why does it have to matter what color our hair is? It doesn't. It's just another beautiful color, right?
Yes, I love that. I really never thought of that way, but that's beautiful. I love that. That
Thank
is
you
so true.
so much for tuning in from
Thank you.
Tennessee and getting up and all blinged on a Saturday morning. I know it's probably not your standard routine like it is me. I'm heading to a hockey rink right now with one of my blended families, boys, and we're going to head out. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this Gorgeous Gray Movement interview. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you can share this as well with somebody that might need to hear this story, this message. And you can follow Suzanne. We will drop her Insta there, and get inspired. It's a fun movement. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.